What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I am Dom with the great man, Saucy. What's happening, bro?
Very little, my friend. Very little, personally, but in the world of sport, a lot.
There's too much.
Especially F1 drama,
Yeah.
left, right, and center.
I think it's over.
Lando could be on the precipice of winning his first world championship. McLaren's opened the gates wide open for him and just said, "Bring it home, Lando." Stuff Piastri. If Piastri knows what's good for him, he should stick around there because he should learn maybe from other people's mistakes where you want to leave because they've done this to you, but you go to another team where your car's just not as good. And it really affects your ability to potentially win races. At least at McLaren, he's got the opportunity to win races. That's just my opinion, Dom. Many people would say, "Get out of there. They've treated you unfairly." Well, you move to a lesser team. It doesn't have as good, car.
I don't disagree
as well,
right?
right?
I don't disagree with you.
And he's young in his career, Dom. He's young. He's got time. That's the thing. He's got time. So I think a wiser decision needs to be made on that front. And then obviously, Doma, some just ridiculous stuff coming out of the AFL. We've gone an American. Apparently, we're NFL wildcard round. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. We'll talk about it when we get to it a bit later in the show.
We've still got some of the stuff in. Let me see if we've got. No, we don't have it anymore.
Global. Good to see you in the chat, mate. G'day, my brothers. Hello, Global. Always a pleasure to have you in there. And hobby drama, F1 drama. Yes, plenty of hobby drama. We'll touch on some of that stuff.
Dramas everywhere.
Not that we like to go too much into it. We leave all that sort of reporting to Dan the man, the card man. So he's done a big video and he's up to date with it. So if you want to know the ins and the outs, go check out Dan the man. He's always on top of the news, the latest drama that's coming out of there. But it's no news to us, Global. These people doing what they've done, which we'll explain a bit later in Hobby Talk. If you aren't up to date with it, we'll give a bit of a rundown. So stick around for that. But Doma, where are we starting tonight?
We'll just start with the F1. We were there. You had a good intro there. We might as well keep moving on. We had the Brazilian Grand Prix on Monday morning at the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache. I love saying it, mate. I'm all over it, I think.
Much better pronunciation on the UFC fighters, mate.
My head, honestly, Jono, my hair is all over the place. I was trying to fix it before the show, and it's just terrible. So I'm like, I'll just let the fringe just go. Just let it go. Gone the crazy Grayson, where his hair is just like all over the place. Anyway, so Norris wins the sprint. He wins the race. He extends the lead to, I think, 40 points now on Max and 15 points on Oscar. Let me just F1 Drivers Championship. The standing. So Norris is 49 points ahead of Max Verstappen and 24 points ahead of Piastri. So it's not looking good for those two drivers. Big props to Verstappen. Started in 16th, finished on the podium in 3rd. He's that good. He's that good, guys. Like, seriously, he's amazing. So, big win for Lando, extends the lead, and I couldn't be more upset that this is a guy I actually liked in F1. I couldn't be more disappointed that he's going to be a world champion, to be honest.
Part of that, yes, his fault, but the team,
the team's a disgrace.
Disappointing. It is hard seeing an Aussie be hard done by in that way, and we've seen it before with Webber, as you mentioned previously. It's disappointing, but still, this time Max can still win one DNF. Doma?
Man, I'm praying for 2 DNFs. I'm telling you, I want it to come down to Abu Dhabi. I want the last race of the season, mate. I want them to all be within like 8 points of each other. That's what I want. And then I want Piastri to take Norris on the first turn at Abu Dhabi on the first lap. And Max just to have a cup of tea and win the world title for the greatest ending of the season. Because no one remembers the Constructors' Champion. So no one gives a flying you-know-what. No one cares about this championship. Who gives a shit? They care because they get more money next year. I don't give a crap. I don't think anyone else does. Well, I go for McLaren. I want them to win the Constructors. No one cares. You need a world champion, buddy. And I did say that Lando Norris was a nothing in the F1, but he could be a something if he becomes a world champion. So it'd be, what would he be? 1, 2. So it'd be like Max, Lewis, Fernando, and Lando Norris. There'd be 4 world champions on the grid next year. Crazy. So
there you go.
Anyway, the next race is the Street Circus in Las Vegas. So that's on the 23rd of November. Okay. So no race this week.
Got a week break.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed that Max can get some wins to reduce the deficit. So what is he, 41 points? What did I say, 39 points behind if he wins? Oh, he could equal him on championship points. Did I say 41? No, I said 41 points. I said 41. So if he wins the next 2 races and Lando finishes second, he'll win the world title, Lando, because he'll end up being 27 points ahead of Max. But I'm pretty sure there's one more sprint race left in there. So Max could have effectively...
It'd have to have a perfect run, just about.
Max would, yeah. He needs 1 DNF in there, Lando. He needs a DNF.
There you go.
So we'll wait and see what happens with that one, Saucy. All right, let's move on to the biggest news this week in Australian sport, that's for sure. There it is. Wildcard weekend, baby. How excited are you, Sauce, for this? Not excited by the looks of things.
I don't know. It's all for revenue and money, isn't it? You know, the AFL, that dollar.
Of course it's for money, mate.
We need the Raining Bills animation. Yeah, look, we didn't really agree with it when it came into the NBA a few seasons ago.
No.
It becomes a bit of a farce. I don't know. The season's already difficult already. Makes it difficult for that team to win. I don't know.
I'm gonna do some I just want to do a quick.
Andrew reckons gather round is a joke, Dom. Not happy with gather round, Andrew. Enlighten us there, mate. I like gather round. Got to give the South Australians something. Did you see all the memes about how now the Bombers are back? Says Global. The Bombers are back. The Bombers are back to absolutely nothing, mate. Well, doesn't matter. Wildcard win counts as a finals win, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. That's a joke. That's more of a joke than gather round is a joke.
I mean, I guess it makes it easier for
mate.
Teams.
It's not a joke, mate. You played in a draw against North Melbourne during gather round last year. And you're playing us again. I genuinely think that they didn't even refixture the games. The gather round. Here's gather round, by the way. For some reason, we play Brisbane again. Didn't you play Melbourne last year?
Yep.
Or this year? They've genuinely just put the same matchups. Oh, that's just real good. AFL, great fixturing.
You think they would change it around?
So we officially have round 0 is global money grab. We have round 0, which is a piece of shit. It's a dumpster fire. The fixturing for gather round is an absolute disgrace. And now we've got the wildcard weekend, which.
What are your thoughts on it, Dom? What are we thinking?
I don't know. It's just. I don't know how we can reward a team that finishes 10th beating, like, in the last round of the season, round 24, if players get injured for the team that's 7th, they would have had the bye going into the finals. They then need to play 10th, who could be getting players back, for example, or if it's within a couple games like it was this year, is pretty close. It all comes down to whose day it is, really. You've worked hard to make it to the finals and then you're going to lose your spot. I just don't think there should be a bye pre-finals. If you want to buy before the grand final, like what they do in the NFL, like, that's fine. So then players that get concussed can actually play. I'd actually prefer that. A pre-grand final bye instead of a pre-finals bye, but I don't know, maybe not, because we just want to get straight into the granny. Everyone's excited for it. And it's all the lead up to it as well, the festivities. I don't know, but essentially, Source, if you don't have a bye in round 16, say you're one of the first teams to have a bye in round, we'll say your bye's in round 12.
Yeah.
You essentially, if you win the wild card round, you essentially play 17 weeks of football in a row to win a flag.
Crazy. Big disadvantage if you got to play the wild card. You know, you got to win the extra game.
17 weeks of football. That's cooked. It punishes 7th and 8th to play an extra game and face a fresh team in another elimination final. I completely agree with you. I completely agree.
Could all backfire, Domo, because you could get, tied teams and a tied team there, and maybe we get blowouts in those games and they're not exciting. Who knows?
The worst thing that will happen in 2026 is a 9th or 10th team, which I can't see happening because no one's beating Brisbane anyway, but a team that's 9th or 10th actually winning the flag from the wild card and justifying it. That would be the worst thing that could ever happen to the AFL, like to the fans. Yeah. Because, like, if I don't mind it because there's an extra game and like the theatre of it all, but I can sit there and resonate with the fans of the team that finished 7th and not resonate, but I feel empathy for them going, fuck, I want to play 6th because it gives me an opportunity to make it to the second week of finals where I could lose and not even play first week of the finals. And Andrew Dillon saying that it counts as a final. Shut the F up. It's literally you're playing a
don't
game.
Take it away from us, mate.
Nah. The only good thing now for I like it for the fact that, mate, you're not even going to finish 10th. I just love the fact that North, if we're projected to finish 11th, that's what they reckon, 11th, 12th next year. If we can get one more spot, we somehow make it to finals, Source. So, Adam, I'll finish on this and then I'll get into that, Adam. I will talk about it. Yeah, I don't know. It's another thing they've added that the fans didn't want, I guess. Anything that you don't want, ladies and gents, he'll put in. Big Dylan. So you probably just say you don't want anything anymore. You didn't want opening round, he gave it to you. You didn't want this, he gave it to you. You didn't want last touch out of bounds, he gave it to you. You didn't want the stand, he's just increased the what do you do with the perimeter? It's even worse now. If you're within there, it's 50 every time, mate. Like, if you don't want it, you got it. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. But yeah, I do feel sorry for those teams that they work hard, they finish there, and as I said about Andrew Dillon, to finish that thought, for him to say that it's a final, it's not. A wild card is the right to play in the finals.
Correct.
In the final series, that's what it is, to play in the final series. It's not the final series. That's why it's called a wild card round, not round one of the finals. It's wild card round. So, just you probably wanted to get the definition and the terminology right before you told everyone that in the press conference. But anyway, your incompetence is proving to be on par with Victorian politicians. So you probably should just get into politics once you finish at the AFL. That's how well you're going at the moment. So
you absolute lemon, Andrew Dillon.
So he's struggling hard. All right, Adam says, gents, love to hear thoughts on Tanner Bruin case. I thought we operate under the premise of innocent until proven guilty in Australia. Missed a year of his career for nothing. I have an interesting thought process on this, Source. You're gonna. What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah. Look,
you're going to love where I come from on this.
If it did come out and he was forced to obviously go out there and be in the public eye while this was all going on, it would have been difficult, I guess. So I don't know whose decision that was for him to miss.
But they pulled him
the
to
whole
play.
year.
Yeah, he's innocent, mate. It's allegations. He should be allowed to play.
So he should, I think he should be able to play until there is something put against him. So I will agree with that.
I reckon it's an absolute disgrace. To be honest, you know why it's a disgrace, Source? Because over down at Punt Road, old Noah Bolt has just king hit someone.
Oh, that's a fair point.
And he's just rolled in and he's played the season. You're on a curfew, buddy. Yeah, no worries. Just king hit someone.
Now that you say that, Dom, you're on the money.
Even if you haven't seen the video, genuinely almost fucking killed someone, and he's out there kicking a footy. So that's it. Case closed. The AFL, another one. Dylan, give him another one, Source. Give him another one.
Give it. He deserves it. No, Andrew Dillon.
Lemon. Another one.
Andrew Dillon. Another one. You've gotten 2 lemons in a show. I don't know if that's a record. He could be going for 3.
That's all I needed to say. All right, you let a guy that's even pleaded guilty, Source. The whole Bolter said, "Yep, I did it," and the AFL's
got red-handed.
Yep. They've gone, you're on a curfew? That's fine. You just play games that don't break your curfew. Go for your life, son. Until you're convicted by the courts on what's going to happen. Yeah, just go out there, play, make some money. It's all good. I know it's in terms of like what his charges were, Tanner Bruin, and it's pretty serious, but I'm with Adam. We do operate under the premise of innocent until proven guilty. And he's innocent. And then I like to think back, Source, to those times where Stephen Milne and the Stephen Baker case,
the
Nick Revolt,
yes,
and all these were playing. They were playing, weren't they? Anyway, that's what happens, mate. Short-term memory loss for these people. So you've robbed the guy of a year of his career. If he's found guilty, mate, he gets pulled like DeMarcus Cousins in the NBA and then traded. That's what happened. They pulled him and they traded him. Same thing with Tanner Bruin. You found guilty next week. See you later, buddy. You're done. You automatically get delisted. That's it. You show absolutely zero tolerance on it. But you're innocent, mate, until you're proven guilty. I'm sick of this shit where it's like, and people say, yeah, but he's a crim walking around. But you don't know. If he's guilty, mate, we deal with it when it happens. Otherwise, what the hell are we doing? We're treating everyone that's innocent as someone that's guilty. Like, it just, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not going to bring that one up, but he makes a good point. I'm not going to read the comment. That's, yeah, you probably don't want to use the last word, global, but anyway, he makes a valid point.
Global's mentioning things about the AFL giving
About
players weeks for saying certain slurs on the field. And Global, the game going a little bit soft in that respect, some would say. What's the old saying? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. The fact that people get offended over a few words is quite disappointing. It really is. I mean, there is,
I still think based on that,
I remember when I used to play footy, some of the shit that used to get said on the field, Dom. Like, it's just like
same thing with soccer, mate. You reckon just because it's Churches League, people don't say things to me?
Yeah, of course.
It happens, but I do agree. Like, and I spoke about it on the show.
I mean, the worst part is
we don't need to
him
talk about
saying
that
it
again.
and the players turning around going, "Oh, he called me this. He called me this."
I understand, but
the worst part about
if the person is actually that, and then it happened, like when you're sledging and you know if that person is of that sexual orientation, you don't have to go to that level, because it is personal. You don't have to go to that level. Like, you can use any other word, any other sledge. Like, and I spoke about it on the show. Like that, you got to use your brain a bit more. Like Rankin, you got to lemon for it. So yeah, I don't know, mate. It's one of the. But all in all, to not rehash old topics. All in all, Saucy, these examples are just proof again, and we don't need to put the old St Kilda one in the mix, but these slurs that have happened, there's been 3 of them, I think 3 instances this year. The Noah Bolter, these all happened this year, ladies and gents. And you said to a guy that was allegedly, he was innocent, you're done for the year, buddy.
Oh, I agree with you. You made a very good point, Doma. But
so,
as I said at the start, yes, you are innocent until proven guilty, and he probably should have been allowed to play.
Based off the last 4 things that we've spoken about, 4 instances, well, 2 instances, but the second instance had 3 other things. 3 happened 3 times. So, anyway, as they keep saying, the game's gone, Source. That's what we keep hearing. The game's gone. The game's gone. I can't wait till round 1 when they start throwing up the ball. And everyone's happy about that, because some people, I think they bounce it once at the start of every quarter and then they just throw it up now. But I can't wait for round 1 when the ball goes out of bounds in between the arcs. Last touch. I just hope the first one is like a kerfuffle, because then it's just like last touch, and then they have to go. If they can't make a clear decision, they've got to throw the ball in. So you know this.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that right?
I think it's a throw in if they're not sure, if it's ambiguous. So it's pretty funny. I hope
once
that's
again
first,
something being left up to the umpire's discretion is always going to cause issues, isn't it, Dom?
You know what I reckon we need. You know at the Greyhounds, how they've got the little rabbit that runs around the perimeter. I reckon we need like the elite goal line. The technology of a camera that just goes around the MCG and Marvel, and it just ball tracker. We need the ball tracker so we can obscure the vision of the people sitting in the front row as well. Like, I'm just pointing it out there. This is a stupid idea, Source. So this is something that Dylan might put in next year or the following season. Big giant camera to obscure the people that pay hard-earned money to watch their team play on the wing, just so they can capture the footage, make sure, and then they have to review every last touch out of bounds. Who did it come off? What theatre? And then we go to the game of footy for a 2.5 hour game of footy, and then we're there as if it's like the Dodgers versus the
NFL.
Blue Jays in game 6.
The NFL goes for 4.5 hours with all the
Yeah,
stoppages.
and the rest goes there. We're going to play extra quarter. Oh, jeez. Come on, guys. Anyway, next thing he's going to put is overtime in drawn games. First point wins. Like,
you make a fair point. You say stupid ideas, and it will get put in because I don't know. I know they've trialed the last touch with the AFLW, but yeah, I don't know how much I'm going to enjoy.
I think they trialed it in. Did they trial in the sandful or the waffle?
It's only last touch off foot. Being tapped or tackled over the line is a throw-in. So. I mean, so every kick out of bounds is pretty much deliberate in between the arcs.
Yeah. Anyway.
So what happens is if you kick it and it goes into the 50, just inside the 50, and goes out of bounds, is there still a chance the umpire can still play deliberate, or is it automatically throw in now?
Oh, yeah, no, well, they probably could. If there's no one there, they'll play deliberate out of the bound. They'll just give one of these ones the scoop. They give the scoop. That's the umpires pretty much saying to the opposition. That's the shove it up your ass symbol to the opposition, mate. Every time.
Been a season, I'm just trying to think back. Has there ever been like a year when the season's finished and going into the next year, they actually haven't changed any fucking rules?
The 90s, mate. Probably the golden era or early 2000s when nothing happened.
Like every damn year, they're changing rules, man. It kills me.
We just want to sit there. We just want to sit there and watch the footy. We don't. Oh, fuck. The game's not about the umpires. The game's not about the AFL executives. It's not about that. It's about the fans and the players and the teams. It's got nothing to do with these damn executives in there. Oh, I've got to make my mark on the game. No one cares. You're not getting a statue, Dylan. You're not getting any of that shit. You're going to go down within 1 year, well, not even 12 months in the role. You're going to go down as, mate, like one of the worst CEOs of all time. People just like, we miss Gilligan. You miss Gilly. For all this shit that everyone gave, I miss Gilly, mate. At least Gilly had balls. I'm told it as it is, except for his speech at the Brownlow during COVID, where he just was talking all types of fucking scam gimmicks. Dimitri was very good, yeah, but I'm talking based off the last person in the role. Okay. Dimitri was better than both of them, mate. And his father's son, mate. Hopefully, his son plays for North. So anyway, let's move on. Yeah, I agree with you. You brought up a great comment there, Sauce. Can we have Biffs like ice hockey? Not because you get CTE. And you get concussed. You get concussed.
I would just say go watch the electrifying 80s, mate. Go type that into the electrifying 80s AFL. Type that in on YouTube and go watch some of those highlights.
Mate, you can't even tackle someone without getting weeks. Just imagine having the AFL like the ice hockey. You'd be out for a season with the haymakers Sauce.
The fact that ice hockey is done like that is absolutely hilarious.
Well, it's a marketing point, Sauce, and they love it. The fans go there to watch it. Like I told you when I was over there last year and I was watching the ice hockey, it was a preseason game. And there was 4 punch-ons in a preseason game. It's not even the season. And they're full punching on. I'm like, how good is this? They hate each other all year round. Doesn't matter what it is. So good. Anyway, let's move on, Sauce. Let's get to some NBA, and thanks to everyone for your input in the chat as well. Love your comments. NBA, Detroit,
good stuff.
Detroit,
they're looking
basketball.
Good on top. Cade on fire.
9-2.
He had a big triple-double the other day. Massive triple-double. I think he had 45 points or something like that.
I think it was like 14 boards, 16 assists or something.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Insane. Jalen Duran's taking his game to another level this season. Absolute double machine. Yeah, look, what can you say? It's early. So we're not gonna get hyped on it because we see this often. It's early. What are we,
It's
10, 12 games into the season?
about 12 games in. It's good to see, though.
Let's just wait around the 30 game played mark, and then we'll have a fairer idea.
No, but if they can keep their players together without injuries, it looks like they will be a playoff team.
Yes.
I'm not going to say they're going to top the East. They could.
Well, I feel like they've improved with some of their bench positions.
Yeah.
So that helps.
They're up
and
top.
Obviously, they got rid of Malik Beasley, who was doing old mate Scary Terry tactics, trying to get his unders or overs. Who knows?
That's freaking hilarious. Unbelievable. Second, we got the Knicks. Third, we got my Heat. They've been looking pretty good without Tyler Hero too, I must admit, which is good signs. Cavs in fourth. Milwaukee's dropped to fifth. Phillies in sixth. The Bulls are in seventh. Toronto eighth. Atlanta in ninth. Orlando's in 10th. And a guy that's absolutely been dominating is Paolo Banchero. I know he's playing at Orlando, so not many people are watching him, but he's absolutely balling out. He's playing very good basketball at the moment. The Celtics in 11th, just trying to hang around. Obviously, struggling this year. Charlotte suck. Brooklyn are terrible. Indiana's got no Halliburton, so they're battling hard. And Washington absolutely
They gave up 158 points to Utah today. Did the Pacers? Ridiculous.
Did they?
Yeah, something like that.
That's terrible. I actually didn't see the results for today, to be honest. And then over in the West, Oklahoma are 11-1 source. In the West, San Antonio in second, Denver in third. The Lake Show, no lead, the GM, no worries.
Come on.
In fourth, and we're just looking at Lucas' stats before we got on here. He's averaging 37.5 points with 9.5 boards and 9.5 assists. It's just a joke. This guy's a joke. Just trade LeBron. Is Rob Pelinka still there at the Lakers? Or is he gone? I don't even know who's there anymore.
I don't know what's going on. But
you got to get Nico Harrison, who traded Luka to the Lakers. Get him at the Lakers. Yeah, so get him into the Lakers. He'll trade LeBron. He's got the balls. Source. He doesn't give a shit. He'll lose his job over it. He doesn't care.
He's already lost one job over it.
Yeah, but who cares? You get rid of LeBron, you get players and picks.
Look, I don't know. I don't know what to think on this. We spoke about it last week. Let's wait and see. They're not going to get rid of LeBron. Let's be honest. They're going to try to get him in there and fit him in there and
ruin the team. And
I don't see how it's going to work out. It's going to work out, Dom. I'm going to believe that it's going to work out. I'm going to have belief.
You'll be in a playing spot by the end of the season when that guy comes back.
In the playing spot, we'll see.
You'll be in a playing.
There's some good teams in the West, so what can you say? There's some very good teams in the West.
The West is very.
You only have to finish 10th, Doma, as we know. Same as the AFL now. You only have to finish 10th.
10th everywhere,
and you can qualify. That's where they've probably got the idea from, the NBA or obviously the NFL.
No, it would have been from the NFL or the NBA, whatever. But yeah, Houston in 5th source, Minnesota in 6th. 7th is Phoenix, 8th is Portland, 9th Golden State and Utah in 10th. Memphis just outside. The Clippers are being a bit stinky this year. They're in 12th. And then Sacramento, Dallas 3-8, and New Orleans 2-8 down the bottom. Maxi's been elite, says Global. James says, I can't believe Nico Harrison got fired. Apparently, Dallas already shopping around day-to-day Davis.
I'm not sure if you've seen some of the images there. That he's looking a bit plump. Big Davis, obviously, a bit of that Texas barbecue has been getting to him. So yeah, look, interesting. Let's see where that space goes. When he's on the court, he is still playing at a good level.
He's dominating.
And playing very, very well. He just has to stay out there, stay fit. It's always been the issue in his career. Julio says on Instagram that Cade, that was one of the worst 40 piece in history. It was terrible from shooting from the field. One thing I will say, no one will forget it because he had a triple double and he scored 40 and they won the game.
Julio.
So it doesn't matter.
Julia,
Doesn't matter.
get your ass on YouTube, by the way, because I'm sure Magda's going to join at any second, and he's been wanting to ask you questions in the chat for about 7.5 weeks. So get onto YouTube, mate, so I can see your comments. I haven't actually got Instagram up. Giannis, let's get to the league leaders. Giannis still 33.4 points per game. I think it's obviously based off of X amount of games played because Luka's averaging 38 almost. SGA second on 32.8. Tyrese Maxey's averaging 32. He's balling out. Donovan Mitchell 30. Austin Reeves 30 source, which is awesome for his development. Devin Booker just putting up shots. 28.5. Laurie Markkinen and Jalen Brunson
on his team every game.
Jalen Brown having to take all the shots, and then Cade Cunningham in 10th. Nikola Jokic averaging 26. Wemby averaging 26 as well. What's Wemby's stats here? 26. How many boards is this guy? 13 boards, 4 blocks. That's ridiculous.
26, 13 boards and 4 blocks.
That is a joke. What's his assists? 3.5. How's Nikola Jokic for a big man? 26, 13 boards, 11.5 assists.
He's a beast.
That is crazy. And he's only averaging 3 turnovers.
Yes, Wemby averaging 4 blocks. Yes, James, just absolutely ridiculous.
Two steals as well. Jokic is averaging the most steals in the top 20. What the hell?
Who's the steals leader?
I think it's Alex Sarr from Washington. He's averaging 2.5 steals a game. He's ranked 45th. What the hell? He's averaging 2 steals a game. Dyson Daniels 2.4. It must be off X amount of games though. But yeah, Nikola Jokic is 8th in steals average per game. Jeez. That's pretty impressive. The fact that you average 11.5 assist source though with 3.1 turnovers is pretty damn good, if you ask me. That means you got a high usage of the ball and you're only turning it over 3 times. That's very impressive. To put in perspective, Giannis is averaging 3 turnovers on 6.2 assists. So far out.
He's a beast.
Crazy, man. Yeah, is LeBron leading the stats for Crocodile Tears, boys? Surely he's got that one tied up like he gets at a Diddy party. Global said, I did tell you Star would become a defensive beast. You did. You definitely did. He knows everything, this guy. He's literally like Rain Man of the NBA, Jokic. It's cooked. Anyway, that's the
I want to get a
NBA.
card of his. I want to get an on-card order, Jokic.
Remember when I had his Prism rookie during COVID, and I sold it. Sold it at the right time. Sold it for like $10. It wasn't $10. I can't even remember how much I sold it for. To be honest,
he sold it for a lot. It was when it went up.
180, I think.
Something like that.
I think it was. I can't even remember. Anyway, so I'm going to throw it to you for some EPL.
EPL, Doma, we had round 11 games transpired. It kicked off Tottenham versus Manchester United, drew 2-2. It was an 11:30 fixture. We'll come back to it and have a chat about it if you tuned in, Doma. Following, we had Everton defeating Fulham 2-0, West Ham defeating Burnley 3-2, Sunderland drawing with Arsenal 2-2. Couldn't hold on for that one. Late winner by Sunderland. Chelsea defeating Wolverhampton 3-0, Aston Villa defeating Bournemouth 4-0, Brentford defeating Newcastle 3-1, Crystal Palace and Brighton having a 0-0 draw. Nottingham Forest defeating Leeds 3-1, and Manchester City absolutely destroying Liverpool 3-0. That rounds out round 11 games. Tottenham Hotspur, Manchester United. Did you tune in, Dom? What were your thoughts?
I didn't. But I caught the mini match. We looked all right. I'll walk away with draws. I'm happy with draws. Draws are better than losses, clearly, and I think we've won 3 and drawn 2 in our last 5, or drawn 3, won 2 in our last 5. So we've got manager of the month to Ruben as well, which is pretty funny. But yeah, we're playing all right. The fact that we're starting to gel and play some cohesive football is interesting. Very interesting. Benjamin Šeško injured, I'm pretty sure, in the game as well. So we'll see what happens there. We've got no backup for him. So I'll be keen to see what he does this week. I'm not sure who we're playing. But yeah, positive for us. We're still in that top 10, and I think we should finish in the top 6. I'm hoping we do. I think we're good enough to at the moment, the way we're playing our football. So, yeah. Your thoughts on your game? I was pretty surprised to see that 2-2 draw. So they scored a very late winner.
They scored very late. It was a sloppy goal to concede. We sat too far back trying to defend that 2-1 lead, and they got a second chance ball and were able to sort of get the goal. Yeah, look, I didn't view the game, but they're the type of games that you need to win. I know Sunderland's playing well, but they're a newly promoted team. We beat them. We've got a good enough squad to win those type of games, and we shouldn't really be dropping points. So it's disappointing to see the 2-2 draw. Now, obviously, City only 3 points behind us on 22, and we're on 25. But what can we say? What can you say? We're going to keep plugging along, not think about the past and worry about the future, and just hope our players get through the international break, scot-free. If anyone's, heading out to international duties. And yeah, we had Manchester City, the other notable mention, at defeating Liverpool 3-0. Demolition, really.
Laid the smackdown on the candy ass.
Yeah. So, yeah, Liverpool come off the high of beating Real Madrid and then losing, getting brought back to reality by City. The next round of games kick off Sunday, November the 22nd. Saturday, November the 22nd. So they will have a week off this weekend, and then we'll be back next weekend. So we'll preview those next weekend. Next week on the show. Doma. So
he's global, mate. 99th in EPL Supercoach. Very nice, mate. That is great.
Global props, mate.
That's awesome. Yeah, so international break.
There is international break this week.
There's only 2 things I care about during international break, Source.
Let me know.
I'll start with number 2. And you're going to be shocked. Ronaldo is number 2. And number 1 is Italy. That's all I care about at the moment.
All right. So Italy play Moldova Friday morning, 6:45 a.m. They are sitting second, and they are looking pretty clear.
Norway. Yeah, but they're in a playoff spot.
They are in a qualification.
I just hate the playoff shit because we could find some way to bottle it.
Well, that's true, but they still have a chance to qualify. And
you've got to play Norway again, but their goal difference is massive because Haaland's kicking like 5 goals a game because
they do have to play Norway. But if Norway falters,
they're not going to falter. Haaland's absolutely dominating.
They're not going to falter because they're versus Estonia, and they'll destroy them.
Haaland could kick 5 against them. He kicked 5 against there's 2 other teams in there. Not Israel. Who's the other one?
Moldova.
Yeah, he kicked 5 against Moldova, I think.
They got a plus goal difference of 26. to Norway in that
I think
group.
he kicked 5 against Moldova, and then last time they played Estonia, he kicked 4. He kicked 9 goals out of just 2 of those games.
Yeah, there's still a bit to be decided, Doma. There's still a bit to be decided.
But those teams are shit. So, like, you expect Norway and Italy to come out of that group, and we'll be seeing Haaland at the World Cup, which is pretty cool when you think about it.
Great.
You need to see guys like that on the world stage to see how they go.
You do.
And we'll be watching them, don't worry, very closely. Him, Højlund, and Odegaard all in the same team. Is Højlund in that team? Yeah. Norway? No, he's Finnish.
No, I don't think so.
No, he's Finnish. So it'll be Haaland and Odegaard's in that team, though.
Yes. I know.
Haaland has to be a Tesla bot, reckons Global. Tell you who is a Tesla bot? Probably Elon Musk at the moment. He's dominating with his Tesla bots. He reckons 10.5 billion of them source around the world. That's what he reckons. So what's that tell you? Buy Tesla stock. That's all I'm saying.
He sold 10.5 billion.
No, he reckons that once he starts selling them, there's going to be 10.5 billion of his robots on the planet. His robots will outweigh the population of human life on the planet.
We are literally living in real life iRobot.
So what's that tell you about the stock? The stock's going to get massive. It'll split, and you'll be making a lot of money. Anyway, let's get on to NFL. Saucy. We had week 10. We had the Raiders losing to the Broncos 10-7. And you loved this game, by the way, because I think you had some players on this, and it was the most boringest batshit game ever. I was at your place and we were watching it while we were doing some stuff for
Disgrace.
The breaks page, and we were like, what is this game? It was poo. Anyway, we had an international game in Berlin, and your Colts in Germany defeated the Falcons 31-25. So great win.
Another W.
Another dub. Saints defeated Panthers. Bears beat Giants. Texans over Jags. The Dolphins defeated the Bills Mafia Sauce 30-13. What? We broke the game. I don't know what we did, but the Bills are 6-3 now with that loss. 6-3. We are 3-7. We got no hope. But it'd be funny if we win this week against the Commanders. We'll be 4-7. So we just got to win every game now to try and push for a wildcard spot. We have to literally go undefeated, which is not going to happen. So anyway, we beat the Bills. We'll put that feather in the hat for the season, which is very nice. The Ravens, 100%. The Ravens
haven't had a lot to cheer about.
No, that's right. Ravens defeated the Vikings 27-19. Jets over Browns. Patriots defeated the Buccaneers. Seahawks over the Cardinals. Rams over 49ers. Lions over Commanders. Chargers over Steelers. And to round out the round, Monday Night Football, it was a ring-a-ding-ding, another toilet bowl. It started with a toilet bowl and ended with a toilet bowl. 10-7 win to the Eagles. And the bye was Cincinnati, Dallas, Kansas City, and
just
Tennessee.
What you want from the NFL on a primetime game.
2 poo games.
Dud
How
fiction.
do you have a Thursday night game 10-7 and a Monday night game 10-7? That sucks. Like, genuinely is poo. So, all right, let's get to the week 11 games. We've got Jets versus Patriots. The Patriots are 8-2. They have the equal best record with your Colts source. The Dolphins play the Commanders in Madrid this week in the international game. So we'll see what happens if we can win in Spain. Then we got Panthers, Falcons, Buccaneers, Bills. They're both 6-3, Buccaneers, Bills. So that's a big game source, very big game. Chargers, Jags, Bears, Vikings, Packers v Giants, Bengals, Steelers, Texans, Titans, 49ers, Cardinals, Seahawks, Rams, Ravens, Browns. The Chiefs are back this week against the Broncos, who are 8-2 as well. So the Chiefs need to get a win there. The Lions versus Eagles on Sunday Night Football, which is going to be a cracker game because Eagles are 7-2 and the Lions are 6-3. And then Monday Night Football, this could be another poo game source. We got the Cowboys, who are 3-5 against the Raiders, 2-7. Could be another stinky one on Monday Night Football prime time. And the bye teams this week are Indianapolis. They can rest a bit after playing, obviously, the international game, so you get the bye, and New Orleans. That's it, Source, for the NFL. All right, I'm going to throw to you again for the UFC.
UFC on the weekend. We had UFC Fight Night, Bonfim versus Brown. There it is. And getting the win, Gabriel Bonfim in the welterweight division, defeating Randy Brown with a KO in the second round. Then you had flyweight bout, Joseph Morales defeating Matt Schnell with a first round submission. And then a welterweight, another welterweight bout, Ursos Medic defeating Muslim Salikov with a KO in the first round. Then you had Chris Padilla in the lightweight division defeating Islam Bonfim with a KO in the second round. And then Christian Leroy Duncan win the middleweight division defeating Marco Tulio with a KO in the second round, earning him Performance of the Night bonus. It says here. And then you obviously have the prelims. You can check those out. More results there. I've just scrolled through them on YouTube, so you can check them out if you're watching there. And if you're listening, you can check those out yourself. I'm not going to go into it. We do have an upcoming fight
this is going to be a
card, and this is what we want to preview. As you can see, we're going to click on it, bring it up. There he is, Jack Della Banana against Islam Makhachev. It's going to be an absolute belter. It's a welterweight title bout this weekend. Main card kicks off from 2 p.m., ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a belter. So the main card kicking off at 2 p.m., that's great, because that means the most likely the main fight will probably be on around closer to 4 p.m., around there, I would say, 3:30, 4 p.m. So if you've got stuff on in the morning, you'll still be able to catch the main fight, which is good for me. As we've got a card show on the weekend, Dom, so we'll talk about that coming up in Hobby Talk. But you got this fight card, obviously headlined by Della Mandolina and Makhachev, and then the co-main event, or the under-main event, Valentina Shevchenko against Zhang Weili. I don't know how much of an under-main event. That could easily be the main event, if you ask me. Doma, that fight right there, Valentina Shevchenko and Zhang Weili, that's going to be an absolute belter. Then you've got Sean Brady against Michael Morales in the welterweight. Then you got Leon Edwards against Carlos Paredes. And if that wasn't enough, then you got Benil Dariush against Benoit Saint-Denis. And then if that wasn't enough, you got Bo Nickel against Rodolfo Vieira, which was originally on the main card, got pushed down to the prelims. And then you got Roman Kopolov against Gregory Rodriguez. Aaron Blanchfield against Tracy Cortez, Malcolm Wellmaker against Cody Haddon, the Aussie. So cheer for him in the prelims. And then if you even want even more fighting, you've got early prelims. So you can really sit down on the couch, ladies and gentlemen, Sunday from 10 a.m., ladies and gentlemen, from 10 a.m. to pretty much 4 p.m., watching UFC, watching people belt the absolute living hell out of each other for our entertainment on the other side of the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, gamble responsibly. I'm not going to say who you should pick, but I will just say this. I love Della Mandolina. I do. But I don't know if he's going to be able to handle Makhachev's grappling and ability to, take people to the ground. It's going to be an interesting one. Obviously, Della Mandolina has the ability on the feet. It's going to be whether he can defend the takedowns. So I'm cheering for the Aussie. Obviously, I'm cheering for him. But in my deepest, if I'm picking with my brain, I'm going to have to pick Makhachev. If I'm picking with my heart, I'm picking Della Mandolina. And then the women's flyweight bout. It's a tough one. Well, Shevchenko is an absolute beast. Zhang Weili is a beast. These two ladies have fought in the past as well. I think this one could go the distance. I'm going to go with Zhang Weili. I reckon if she's able to
Really?
execute, she should be able to, if she can close the distance. Shevchenko's obviously got the ability to with knockout power, but so does Zhang Weili. And I feel like maybe she might be able to close the distance, get her with a bit of grappling. She's got a chin, so I think she's going to keep coming forward. Should be a belter. But, yeah, I'm going to go with the challenger, Zhang Weili. It's a toss of the coin, if you ask me, but we'll go with Zhang. And then you got Sean Brady against Michael Morales. That's a tough one. I would probably go with Brady. He's got good grappling, so I think that's going to be
the Brady bunch, reckons Adam.
different. The difference in this one, and then Leon Edwards against Carlos Paredes. I feel like this is a good matchup for Edwards, so I'm going to go with Rocky Edwards, and then Dariush against Benoit Saint Denis. I'm going to go with Dariush if he can find he's good for some of his earlier form from a few fights ago. He should have enough to beat Saint Denis, who was a bit of an up and comer, but he's found once you get to the top 10 guys. It's not so easy once you get to these top echelon of the division. But as we go, UFC 222, sorry, not 222, 322, UFC 322, Della Mandalena against Makachev this weekend from 10 a.m. The early prelims, and then 12 p.m. the prelims, and 2 p.m. the main card. So tune in, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be an absolute belter.
Very nice, Saucy. I like it. I'm just having a look at this checklist for Eminence as we get into hobby talk. Interesting. Copper to 195. I was just double checking some of the stuff. Shop releases, release info. Obviously, Sunday we had Eminence Source, which dropped. Here it is. We spoke about it a bit last week. Hopefully, people got what they wanted. I was able to secure 4 boxes, which was nice. So here it is. 12 packs per box, 7 cards per pack, 12 boxes in a case. It is officially sold out. And obviously, we've got DPSs in there, which is what everyone will be chasing. Here's the base, parallels. Here's the breakdown of everything. Colors, all Australian, 22 under 22, nameplate.
You can find all this on the Select website.
Yeah.
They have all this there.
Triple debut SIGs. Yeah, here it all is, Source. So, yeah. Hopefully you lock that in. So they should be getting shipped to us, I think. Well, I got a notification in my Gmail yesterday. So I could get them by tomorrow, maybe.
I think they've already shipped out.
Yeah, I could get them by tomorrow or Friday. So I don't know. The Cherry orders, I was able to get a couple off Cherry too. I don't know. I think they'll notify us when they're ready for pickup. So, yeah. So we've got a bit of that, and we have breaks ready to go for those on our breaks page as well. So if you're keen, jump in there, and you can check those out.
All the links are in the description.
Yeah, if you're not in, check the links. The other thing as well, Saucy, this Pokemon set releases on Friday. Phantasmal Flames. Obviously, that is the chase card, the Mega Charizard X.
Yep.
EX. So, yeah. So I just jumped on the website. There it is. Feel the heat on the 14th of November. So that's a big day for TCG. So that is dropping on Friday. What else have we got? And
before you move on from that, there's already been people ripping it pre-release and everything, and there has actually already been a few sales of the Mega Charizard from the set. I just want to show people what it has been going for as an idea, ladies and gentlemen. So
hello, Magda. Welcome.
Just typed it in. There's another variant in there. So 1100, 1200 USD. And then there's another Zard in there that's about 100 USD Zard. 1300 USD for the Mega. And then trying to see the gold. The gold's going for about 1100 USD as well. And then as far as I do know, there was also a one PSA 10 that sold. We'll see if it pops up here. There we go. PSA 10 Phantasmal Flames sold on eBay and sold for, as you can see there, 4,500 USD. So pretty crazy. The prices, here's another one here, went on auctions for 5,400. So as you can see, crazy. There's been a few sales now of PSA 10s on it. Obviously, people at that level would be getting that express. So pretty crazy. The pricing, as we all know, when a new set comes out, it is quite nuts, some of the pricing. But who knows with these chase cards and, maybe how difficult they are to hit. Maybe that pricing cools a little bit. But, yeah, once again, it's going to be a belter of a set. And the new set that they're bringing out after that looks juicy as well.
Well, that set source in question is Mega Dreams EX. And this is obviously releasing in Japan first, the Japanese set. Here is, I'll zoom in. This is what the packet looks like. And as you can see, Dragonite. So popular Pokemon on there. It looks like there's a Mewtwo on there too. So I don't know if there's going to be a Mewtwo, but the rumor is there's going to be some Dragonite cards in there. But of course, this has been revealed because who bigger than Charizard and Dragonite than Gengar? So going to be a huge card. And of course, the return of these cards.
Yeah,
the English wording in the Japanese set, and we will get the Japanese text in the English set. But I'm not sure which one. Maybe they're both in this. Mega Brave. I know Mega Brave's already happened. Where are we? Yeah, I think that one of these will be in the set. Obviously, okay. This is coming out. That's in a that's the what's it called, a card in the English, in the UPC that's coming out.
Yeah,
that is correct. The promo card, and that's it. So big set there, Saucy, to drop. That's it for Pokemon. So it's going to be a big 6 months. I'm telling you, if they keep putting out stuff like this, it's going to be cooked. So Phantasmal.
You want to get involved in any of that stuff? We'll have it for you at Double Coverage Breaks. And make sure you're in the group, ladies and gents. And don't forget, we have, if your first break that you join, you get $10 off. If you haven't joined the break before, we're running a promo. And also, if you invite any friends to the group, our Facebook group, and they join, tell them who sent them to the group, and then you obviously get some more break credit, $5 per person you refer, ladies and gentlemen. So there are T's and C's in how you can use that break credit, so make sure you read that. That's all pinned at the featured section on our breaks group. Doma, that's enough rambling on about our breaks and some products that are releasing. But there has been a bunch of rambling on about shill bidding that has been going on. We spoke about Mr. P. Ryan. We gave him a bit of lemon the other week and his incident that's happened with him. And since then, Doma, you would not believe what has come out. Dr. Beckett himself was on a podcast with P. Ryan, And Dr. Beckett himself has admitted to shill bidding on friends' cards of his to protect the price of so said card or something of that nature. But in essence, pumping up the value of a card when the market is deciding that it should be less, artificially inflating the value and keeping it at a price that maybe it shouldn't be at anymore. And it's, to some people out there, it might seem like, oh my, how could this be happening in this hobby? It should be just more like, how could it be? How could someone such with the stature of Dr. Beckett say this is say he's doing it and speak about it so openly and as if it's okay? That's probably where people should have more uproar and concern. You'd think someone of that ilk in the hobby would have a bit more awareness that this is not okay. Shill bidding up your mate's card or your card, whoever it is. It's not fine. It's literally fraud to artificially enhance the price of a card to get someone to pay more than what it's really worth. And that's where the uproar should be. It shouldn't be that this is happening, because as we've, if anyone who's listened to this show for a while, we always say to you, always make sure you do your research, checking the bidding history on eBay and things like that. And it's hard now on some of these other platforms. It's hard to tell, is it being shielded up even on eBay? And, if you've listened to this podcast, you would know, we've spoke about it. If you're in some of the episodes with the round table and we hear some of the comments from, in those discussions about the high end, the uber high end in this hobby, and there's people protecting the price of their cards and their investments by, bidding up other cards or buying other copies of cards, to make sure that it holds its value. Card number to 10 starts dropping in price, but they keep just buying every copy until they own all 10 that have come to market, and they are just the monopoly on that card. It doesn't surprise me that people are doing this. It doesn't surprise me that Dr. Beckett is doing it in a way. It surprised me, actually, I will say that, but I'm also not surprised in a way.
Definitely surprised.
Right, surprised that he's openly admitted to it, and surprised that he thinks it's okay, but also not surprised that it's happening. It's disappointing. What can we say, Dom? Is why we always say, just you need to be mindful in this hobby and make sure you do your research on things. And just be careful, because even buying stuff at the ultra high end of a card, or if it's a low pop card, if you're buying, say, a Pokemon card and it's a low pop in a PSA 10 and it's a rarer card, how much of that is true pricing and how much of it maybe isn't, and how much of it is something being sort of manipulated. It's always tough to tell. And it's shit to have to talk about these topics, Dom. But people need to understand that this happens, and be aware of it, because, if you're not, and you're not sort of understanding of, this issue at hand, you could get caught up in this. You could be bidding for something on eBay and then end up paying significantly more than what you should otherwise.
100%.
So, although we don't like sort of shining light on let's just say the shit parts of the hobby, people need to know about it, because as much as the hobby positivity crowd likes to sugarcoat shit and make everything sound like it's rainbow and sunshine in this hobby, and it's all good times and the cards only go up, and everyone makes money on their investments, what people like to call them, investments, or pieces of cardboard. Let's be honest, right? It doesn't really matter, right? It's all just kerfuffle at the end of the day. It's all smoke and mirrors, as they say, for them to pull the wool over your eyes at some point. So just be mindful. Just please, just be mindful. If you want to bid on a big card, you're unsure. You say, you're looking at the bidding, and I don't know, DM someone maybe with experience. I don't know, shoot us a message. We'll have a look at the bidding and see, is it not? But it would be hard if you're bidding on something like Golden or even Fanatics. Is it being manipulated there? Probably. Do these platforms care that much? Not really, because you're going to pay for it at the end, and they're going to collect their more commission on the higher price. So they got no reason to care, really.
That's right.
Which is sad. But yeah, just know that it's happening out there. And if you want to know more that's going on with the latest hobby drama, as we always say, the man that keeps up with it all, Dan the man, the card man, make sure you go watch his latest video. I wasn't able to, I caught a brief glimpse of it and saw a couple posts on IG, and also watched his previous video. I didn't get to catch his latest video, so I'm not sort of up to date on the whole everything what's going on. But I caught a brief of it and sort of went on a bit of a rant about it here and went off on a tangent. But if you want to know the finer details and who's also been caught up in things, I think, and I don't know if this is 100% true, but I think maybe Lemon Wilson may have been caught up in all of this. There could be evidence that he has been proven to be shilling. Now, this is all allegations and innuendo, as far as I understand. He denies it. I think I've seen some things of him denying the allegations. I'm not saying this is 100% true, and don't come after me with the cease and assist and defamation lawsuit, Mr. Wilson.
Allegedly.
I'm just reporting. This is all allegedly. This is what I've seen come across my socials. This is not information presented by myself. This is other people, have put this out there on the ether of the internet. So, look. A lot of shady business, we will say. But in light of that, there is still a lot of great things going on in this 100%. Hobby. One of those great things is this weekend, Doma, the Melbourne Card Fair. If you are here in Melbourne, make sure you get down and support the OG. And I will say, I will support this show till its death. I will support Shane and this show till its death. And anyone that wants to talk shit about this show, do at your own peril, because I'll always have Shano's back. Because when we had no shows coming out of Corona scam, he was the only person to run shows. He was the only person. And I mean, it's so great that now we have a show every week until the next 4 weeks. We've had a show literally since the start of September, all the way of a show every week, all the way up until about the 13th of December. There has been a show here in Melbourne every week. But if it wasn't for Shane running those shows coming out of that time, there would be none. And he's still here today, and he runs a good operation. He runs a bunch of different ones, and it's brilliant to see. So get down this weekend to North Melbourne for the Melbourne Card Fair, ladies and gentlemen. I believe buy your tickets I think it may be $6 or $8, and I think $10 at the door. Cashola if you rock up, or I believe they do accept card, but always good to have your cash on you.
Get the cashola, get a coffee van will be there again.
Coffee van will be there again. Doma and I will be going down, so if you are heading down, make sure you come say hi, spot us out, and we'll hopefully enjoy and maybe find something for our PC, and maybe hopefully get a few more people into our double coverage breaks.
Let's get in there, Source. It's been great response from the community, and spots are selling out, and which has been good. We actually had a couple more spots bought while we've been doing the podcast, which has been nice. So brilliant. We're looking to, like we said, rip the Eminence as soon as we get it, which will be nice. So anyway, Global says couldn't believe what I was listening to about Jeff Wilson. He said he was shilling so that idiots don't get a bargain. Yeah, that's real good, Jeff. So, yeah, what a peanut. Yeah, but very well said, Sauce. I couldn't agree with you more on Shano. Absolutely dominated outside of once COVID ended. Like, he was able to give us something that we wanted. And I remember a few of those Malvern Town Hall shows that he did. They were just, there was bare bones, mate. There wasn't that many people. But, you know, when he gave collectors what they wanted coming out of COVID, mate. Bit of FaceTime, being able to look at cards again, which is great. And he's just pushed on and he's doing great things. So I'm with you, Sauce. I'll back him to the ends of the earth as well, because he's a great guy and he really loves the hobby and loves the people in the hobby as well. So, and we'll just finish off, Sauce, the last thing, product coming out. This might give Magda a couple people to go Google. I don't know. WWE Topps Universe. This is Penta. He's a wrestler, not Penthouse Magda. So just relax. I said Penta. So there's Liv Morgan. You can probably put that one on your list, Magda. This is Trick Williams. He's like in the NXT, in the Come Up brand. He was champion for a while. The Uso brothers. Seth Rollins. There you go. Have a look at this. Brothers of Destruction, Source. Kane and Undertaker.
What's the set called?
Topps Universe. So November 17th is the release date. Pre-order only. 2 autos, 1 relic. Hobby box. It says.
So do you reckon that's something that you can pre-order directly from Topps itself?
Yeah, I think so.
Because that's what I've been noticing. You can you pretty much get every product direct from Topps if you're quick enough, ladies and gentlemen.
Unfortunately, global, it's been happening for too long, mate. So, can someone please remind us of what the new scale's called? What's the Shine and the guy from Shark Tank? What did they call their scale again? I forget. What did they say? The
Wonder
meter?
Shine Index.
Is that it? The Wonder Shine?
Yeah.
Well, what do you reckon? What do you reckon that is, global? The Wonder Shine Index. Do you reckon that is to pump a card or to manipulate the market to make the rich people richer? So anyway, I think you're a very smart guy, global. You've been listening to this show for 5+ years. You'd be able to work it out. And if you knew, just read in between the lines. If you knew, you'll work it out too.
Doma, also, one thing that did come across my socials, but the word on the street apparently is that you can consign your cards to grade through Mr. Shine himself. And because of his reputation, apparently he does very well. So I don't know whether...
Well, last time I raised this with somebody, a la Ken Golden, you didn't get too happy with me in the DMs, did he? When I raised this
I remember
about Shiny Boy. Yes, he did. You wasn't too happy with me. Let's just say you never spoke to me again after that conversation, old Ken Golden. So, yeah, it's just very interesting. Very interesting. Anyway,
there you go. So, look.
On that note, do with the information as you will. Global says you have to watch it because they were going in on
Sports Card Radio. They did a live today, so maybe I'll have to chuck it on in the background when I'm doing some things tomorrow.
Yeah, just have a laugh. They'll just be bagging everyone.
Oh, yeah, they are funny, the lads there.
So anyway, on that note, thanks once again to everybody for joining in. Keep living, loving, and breathing sport and cards. We've got to add that into the new intro, I reckon, Sauce.
Yeah, we need to update the intro. We are getting on that, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to make an update to the intro. We're trying to do a few updates. We're trying to
organize a whatnot show for all of you. We're trying a lot of shit at the moment. So, and we've been holding ourselves to it too, because I've been at Saucy's pretty much every week the last 3 weeks organising shit. So keep living, loving, and breathing sport and cards. It's Dom with the Great Man Sauce. It's double coverage. Peace out.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports, double coverage.